Good morning, everyone. Gary Schick here, National Partner Manager for Quest, joined by Adam Burke, Ryan Howard, and Brian Perdue, and other members of the Quest partner team. Happy New Year to everyone. You can move ahead here, Adam, a little bit. I just wanted to welcome everyone to our first partner forum of 2026. Wanted to thank everyone. Hope everyone had a super holiday and safe and whatnot, back to work. I know it was a little lull there on this side for activity, but it's definitely picked back up again. Wanted to thank everyone here. There's some numbers down here at the bottom. Our business is up. We've got revenue coming in, opportunities are up, and most importantly for us at the Quest account team, that means we're paying out more commissions. So that means you folks are all involved. It's a great team. We're very appreciative and happy to be able to send that out for all the activity coming in 2025. We'll look to continue that and grow that out in the coming year. Next slide, Adam. So just a couple of housekeeping things. We are recording this session and it is interactive. So just know that you are welcome to join in at any time, and it will be recorded as a contribution to the call here. So please, we always find these sessions more valuable if there's questions coming in kind of on the fly. Brian Perdue and Ryan Howard are kind of manning the text line here. So if there's a note you want to send, please send that in. I did confirm with Darcy that we are sending out e-gift cards. We have been doing that for a very long time, and she validated that once again. So for being here, we're pleased to share that with you. And again, thank you. Do something fun with the gift card for showing up. Next slide, Adam. So just again, open forum kind of today. Here's the high level kind of what we're going to talk about. For those of you who are new to Quest, I'm going to jam through a little bit about some background here so you kind of know who we are. We'll talk a little bit about the recap of 2025, again, as it really pertains to you, and some of our strategy and focus. So you kind of know what we're talking, where the success are and whatnot. There's some new announcements, some things. We're all in technology, and it's overwhelming. There's so many things going on in the marketplace. It's hard to cherry pick a few of those out there we think might be of interest and value to you. We'll talk about some engagement opportunities and Q&A. So we'll look forward to continuing from there. All right, next slide. All right, so about Quest, people, double-edged sword of being around for a very long time as we do a lot of different things. I thought I'd go to the elevator pitch this morning. We'll go, if I've got one floor, to go from the ground floor up to the first floor. Who is Quest and what do we do? Quest is a technology company that helps customers achieve their information technology initiatives and solve their complex issues. That's really at a high level what we do, and really as part of the channel what you're all available to do and what you're researching also. If I had maybe going to the penthouse up on the 12th floor and had a little bit more time to talk about Quest, we've been around for quite a while, since 1982, and we are vendor platform agnostic integrator, providing custom solutions. Really simple go-to-market strategies. How can we help? We are truly focused on that messaging right there. I'm not a company that goes out and has a product and I'm going to go tell someone and tell them how smart I am and what great products I have. There's lots of great technologies, lots of great products out there. Where are customers and what are their gaps that they have? And over 40 plus years, there's a lot of things that come as a result of that. And I'm not going to go through the list right here, but there's VAR, professional managed services, cyber, physical infrastructure, app dev, staffing, and 1,000 other things that we have also. Part of that also being a VAR, on the next slide, is customers need managed service and managed security service providers. We are full service MSP, MSSP. We have borderless delivery capability, meaning we can really deliver anywhere in the world. You don't have to come to me to deliver services. We deliver up and down the entire stack. And whether it's with our services, our locations, public, private, hybrid cloud, there's more than one way to do everything. We are 24/7 network and security operations centers. We have end user help desk, tech support, co-location, everything that you see right there. And again, we're not locked into the dots on the map here, but this is really where our customers have taken us over time. again, on the how can we help, really what's that business outcome is really where we're focused. The pie chart on the right there is a different view of what we talked about earlier with the building blocks. There's, again, different areas to do this, really focus on those outcomes. Supplier agnostic, platform agnostic, different multiple technologies. The building block approach is often where we get engaged as a partner in the channel. Obviously, lots of different things that you can buy. There's a lot of great technologies and solutions out there. I've been to a couple of TSD events this year, and there's a heavy emphasis on not just the original transaction, but that second and third and fourth transaction, because that's what the customer's looking to do. Obviously, we all get involved with, somebody wants something, but that next question is really the differentiator for you and for Quest to really capture and capitalize on the multiple opportunities. When you're in that room, just asking that next question is super huge. So we're very happy, doing the whole thing or as much or as little. On that last bullet there, we really address those gaps and get pulled in. We have a lot of success in that area right there. Next slide, Adam. I want to just take a second on this slide. This is really something internal to Key. It's kind of our secret sauce. It's a little bit our focus as a company, and really from our CEO, that I think is really important. These are not technical questions that are super important in understanding before we position an answer. There's a couple of things about this slide that I really want to emphasize that are huge. When we get on a call, we talk internally, we ask questions as a partner team. Hey, what are you trying to do? There's three questions that kind of spurn out of this that our owner always wants us to ask. When we talk about customers, one of the things we always want to ask as a company is, hey, do you want to own the solution? Or do you want it as a managed service? So what I mean by owning it, it's not a technical question. There's a lot of companies up there. It's from the CFO and the board and whatnot. They want to put it on the balance sheet as an owned asset. They own the license. They own the hardware. It's super important to understand whether they want it as a service or whether they want it as a capital expense. It's not a technical question. So that ownership piece is always something that we ask out there if they want to buy it. As a VAR in our background, we have 40+ years of experience in understanding how all that works, and it's in your portfolio for those customers that want to go down that way. For those customers who want to manage services is a very broad definition. We talk about where do you want it to live is also part of our questions up there. So just because you own an asset doesn't mean it has to live inside the customer's business and their walls of their business. It can live at a data center. It can live at our data center. They still own the asset, but it can live lots and lots of places. Really want to understand, hey, where is that living that creates all sorts of opportunity around, well, how's that going to work kind of cost. So do you want to own the asset? Where do you want it to live? And then, hey, on the other side of the solution, who's going to manage the solution? Who's going to make sure it's patched? Who's going to make sure it's updated? Who's going to make sure the platform is up and running? Could be the customer. There's lots and lots of customers that have IT staffs that do those things internally, irrespective of where it lives or irrespective of who owns it. Someone has to manage that solution, and there's a lot of people need help in those areas. So those three questions are super huge. Another area that we have also here that's very unique in the channel is from a managed service perspective. You see the big chart on the left right there. Bundling the services into the managed service is super huge. So customers that need a managed firewall or they need whatever on their managed service out there, oftentimes there's professional services, deployment services, integration services. There's lots and lots of things that have to happen on the outside of that, all of which can be bundled into the monthly recurring charge. So another question to ask is, when you're looking at all the opportunities and all the solutions that you can get involved in, that's a giant aspect also. And Adam's going to share some examples a little bit later on where as customers grow out, they do want it bundled in with their managed service. And it's another huge opportunity not to overlook. So I just wanted to share, again, these are not technical questions, but they're critical to understanding what solutions and what suppliers you're going to work with. And I wanted to make sure we got that out there. So, Adam, I don't think I have anything else I've already talked way more than I wanted to on this slide. So with that,
you're good, Gary.
I appreciate it. With that, I will turn it over to our VP of Sales and Channels, Mr. Adam Burke. Adam, Happy New Year to you, and take it away.
Thanks, Gary. Yeah, and just to reiterate what Gary was saying, I was on an interview podcast earlier this year already, and that outcome-based conversation is a secret sauce and kind of silver bullet that we have in our kit bag as far as being able to blend those things together and focus on the outcome. A lot of times people will focus on a specific product or a transition or a license, and understanding how they want to consume it is very, very critical, and can change the game when you're working with clients. So really love that Gary kind of dove into QuestFlex. We have some boot camps on our partner resource page. If you want to check them out, we have learning management, an LMS system. If you're interested in doing some more in-depth training on that conversation that Gary just had, I think I did 3 sessions on different versions of QuestFlex and how we put those complex solutions together. So if you'd like some more training on that, just a quick shout out to our resource page. If someone wants to put that in the chat, that'd be great. Just for anyone who wants to hop into that. But I'm here to give a little recap on 2025 and a little bit about what we're doing in 2026. So trends that we noticed in 2025, hiring and retaining talent, especially in the middle market, continues to be a challenge. Some of the major vendors are changing their strategies around licensing. We all saw what happened with Broadcom. And if you saw what happened with Broadcom, I know we kind of all shook our fists at the sky and kind of angrily got mad about that. But if you looked at their stock performance, it did really well. And there's the innovators, there's the imitators, and there's the idiots. I don't think we're at the idiot phase yet, but I do think we're at the imitation phase, where Broadcom's licensing structures changed. A lot of vendors saw that, so be ready for that trend to continue. Cybersecurity is a big area, and risk management continues to be a huge growth issue. Uncertainty around how people are purchasing large CapEx versus OpEx. We're seeing some people sit on their hands, some people delay larger refresh cycles. We saw that in 2025 in Q2. It went away in Q3 and Q4, but as we're sitting here today on the 15th, we just had a bunch of people get evacuated from Middle East bases within striking distance from Iran. So we all know what that means. Good luck. Bang the drums. And we also have customers are evaluating a lot of things through the AI lens. Okay. How is this going to affect AI, hiring decisions, firing decisions, all sorts of different strategies going on out there. And that's going to continue in our opinion. Just a quick snapshot of revenue contribution, company-wide versus you as our channel specifically. Technology products, like Gary mentioned, we've been at VAR for 42 years. It's a big piece of what we do. But something we've come to find that a lot of the channel doesn't know, they can use us for licensing refreshes, the Broadcom situations, the Microsoft situations, all of those changes, you can use us. Managed services, as Gary was highlighting there in QuestFlex, is about 20% of channel revenue. Professional services is, I think, something we're pretty unique with as far as getting organizations specific migration, hiring, staffing, placing talent. Our technical on-call support. If you don't know about technical on-call support, shoot us a note. We'll get you learning management access to go through that. Again, that's a workshop that we did last year, highlighting that specifically. That accounts for almost close to 60% of our revenue. And then infrastructure services is really big with us as well. Some of the trends that we noticed that we sent out, we did send out an end of year survey. Some of the pros that we got back from you guys, and the feedback was very, very well received. Thank you. We're always trying to improve how we're supporting the channel. But some of the positives was breadth of our portfolio, all the different building blocks that we have. A lot of you really liked the expertise around pre-sales when we got our folks engaged to help evaluate an opportunity. We have very senior, excellent experienced people in all those different building block disciplines. The ability to execute on complex solutions, and then being responsive. 15 years ago, we asked all of our customers, and this year we asked all our partners, hey, why do you do business with us? And one of the main drivers there was, you guys pick up the phone, you return my call, and I can get a hold of somebody. That's critical to us. We want to make sure we're responsive. We hate the feeling of sending a note into somebody and it turns into a black hole around registration or confirmation or resource assignment. We all hate that. And so we definitely want to make sure we're being responsive to you and your teams. Something we were asked for more was education and training, and then some help on the engagement model as far as when to resources get assigned, and maybe a little bit more training. So that's something we're going to be leaning into coming in 2026. We're going to continue for 2026, leaning into our channel program, leaning into the partners, investing in partners, and having outcome-based conversations. We are going to be continuing our training, our boot camp series, as well as we really want to evangelize how Quest is different as an MSP and an MSSP when you're comparing options out there in the marketplace. As far as, hey, we can take any technology solution set in the market. I don't care if it's an SD-WAN solution, hypervisor, one of the big three hyperscalers, AWS, Azure, or GCP, or any of our private data centers, and we can deliver what that client is looking for as a service. We just really have to get in that conversation of what are they trying to do with those building blocks. All of technology, a lot of people like to overcomplicate it. All of technology is built on the labor that it takes to make things work, the technology that you're trying to implement, and then supporting it over time. That's it. There's no other factor that goes into it. There's the assets that make it tick, there's the people that can build it, and then there's the people who can support it. Quest can help in all three, or we can help in one of those three areas. And we really don't care what the underlying platforms or services are. There's fantastic ones out there. We partner with amazing vendors, but we learn like from our channel, our team all the time, hey, can you guys help with this? Can you guys help with this? Can you guys sell this platform? It's a phone call. We're happy to help if that client would like our help. And again, we're increasing our investment. We're looking for good folks available in the field. We're growing our operations team. And then again, we're going to be talking a little bit more about this later, partner training and marketing resources that are available for you and your teams. Any questions? I know this is open forum, so it's hard to have an open forum when you don't stop talking. So if you have any questions or any insights or any things you want to share, please feel free to click the little button, raise your hand, or come off mute and interject, or just throw some questions in the chat. That'd be fantastic. So we are going to continue to try to elevate in 2026 from a reactive standpoint to continuing to be proactive in communicating with customers and say, hey, here's what we're seeing in the marketplace. Here's some trends that we're seeing. Would you like some help? There's all sorts of different levers getting pulled out there. Microsoft's changing pricing, VMware, we got cybersecurity vulnerabilities, all these types of things. We're trying to get you as our partners and our team to understand where are the gaps in the client, what do they need help with, what are they struggling with, are there areas we can help improve their success, and it's a constant intelligence game, right? How are we finding those opportunities? What are those catalysts? So we're trying to train folks and get it out there as far as multiple people to talk to. What do we know about the customer? What's their actual end goal they're looking for? And we're continuing to do these trainings around being intentional, working with people to spot patterns in the accounts. And we have a default on communication with you and with your clients that you trust us with, to communicate with them and understand, how many, what areas and what other building blocks can we help them with. We have about 5 different building blocks in different areas, and we've seen some of our most successful partners, grow from maybe an infrastructure only engagement to managed services, professional services, and security opportunities as well. If you ever don't know if Quest can do something, some of my favorite calls, and I get these texts from Brian and Ryan and all of our different partners all the time. Hey, do you guys XYZ? Can you guys help with this? Those are fantastic questions. Please engage the partner team with questions. That's why we're here. We're here to help. And we're going to try to put together some proactive support around that as well. Just one vendor update specifically I wanted to highlight is, so there are some changes going on to in the Microsoft world, right? So they're consolidating tools. So Microsoft is changing the positioning of its Defender as a unified security platform versus a collection of what people call individual tools. So it's going to be, this is marketing speak, so apologize in advance, but consolidating into a single security fabric, which is going to be endpoint, identity, email, and cloud applications. So we've seen this move before. You saw it with Teams. You saw it with Exchange. We've seen it with some of the browser capabilities. It's going to consolidate a lot of Microsoft's intentionality that we've seen from our experience and working with them for a long time. Is they're trying to, and they're going to move a lot of organizations towards E5 licensing bundles because that's going to consolidate a lot of those different assets into one, one ring to rule them all. If I got any Lord of the Rings fans on the line here, so just be aware of it. We can help with either diversification or with implementing these. It's just good to be aware of kind of the trends that you're seeing. The Defender components, these are the Microsoft Defender components that we're seeing, right? So you have the XDR, which is similar to like your CrowdStrike or SentinelOne or Sophos or Cortex. And we support, manage, maintain, and deploy all of those as well as the XDR. So the Defender, is similar to the Falcon Complete as far as prevent insight, SentinelOne Singularity. Then you have the other assets that, for email. I was just on a customer call yesterday talking around email security, and they were evaluating, the Defender assets versus a Proofpoint or Mimecast instance, right? So those are the building blocks you're seeing consolidation. Identity, so identity management. A lot of partners reach out, hey, Quest, can you help with identity management? CyberArk deployments or CrowdStrike or tons of others. But Microsoft is also bundling that together. And then kind of going down the list, they're consolidating a lot into this. Quest is certified and specializes in Microsoft security services. So we're constantly training and getting updated on these assets as well. And you as partners, if you need assets with the diversification outside of Microsoft, or if you need help executing on a consolidation practice, there are different strategies, different risks and benefits for both. And we're here to help with that and kind of help guide the conversation one way or the other. We do take the agnostic approach, but we'll be candid about the risks and benefits of either strategy. Along that line, I kind of foreshadowed this a little bit with the Broadcom stock performance. But we are seeing pricing updates. So July of this year, so after conclusion, so going into Q3 this year, you're going to see customers are going to see anywhere between a 5 to 33% increase in the main most common licensing structures. A lot of clients will, I guess, be shocked and surprised by it. It's public knowledge. It's out there. It's a known thing. It's going to happen. I believe Quest is in a unique position with you guys to help understand, okay, with this pricing increase, do we need to diversify assets? Do we need to use different tools, or do we need to, if they've made their bed and they've kind of bought into the E5 strategy, okay, how do we help them get the most out of that asset? How do we help them turn on as many features, functions, and manage that as they can? One of the things we found, we go into these engagements with clients all the time, 40 to 60% of their licenses are just sitting dormant, unused, right? So you can either cull the fat and cut that out, or you can consolidate and kind of guide them down the path of, hey, here's your current Microsoft spend, here's your current CrowdStrike engagement, here's your current SentinelOne usage, here's your current Netscope, whatever the platform is. Again, I know they're all unique and they're great and they're all fantastic, but it's all software, okay? And we can help people get the most out of it as a similar to you as a trusted advisor with the ability to implement and make those changes. So very similar. We're here to help. These are some trends that we're seeing from an update perspective. One that I'm excited about, I don't know if you guys got the press release yesterday. If you didn't get the press release yesterday, let us know. We'd love to put you on that list and make sure you're getting all of our updates. But we partner with an organization called Critica Security, primarily around the idea of helping to secure IoT environments. So IoT environments that don't have a lot of compute assets on the edge. So think like camera systems, water monitors, thermometers, heat sensors, medical devices, scanners, all sorts of printers, all sorts of things that don't have a huge OS, right? So back to the security conversation, we hear about edge devices and breaches at the edge and end users clicking on an email. That's going to infect a traditional desktop, laptop operating system. There are huge threats going after the non-traditional compute assets at the edge. So think of it as it's not your smartphone. It's not your edge, your laptop. These are heart monitors. These are assets within a monitoring assets within a hospital or a doctor's office, or simple thermometers or smart devices for your house, or those types of things need to be secured. And Critica has developed a pretty significant platform with very, very small assets that can be delivered at the edge and then monitored and supported from our data center, and from we have an instance of this in Microsoft Azure as well. So it's in addition to, it's not a replacement of endpoint protection. This is in addition to. So this is bundled in with things like CrowdStrike and SentinelOne and other assets. It's just an additional layer of managed security services that we can either provide as a service, or if clients want to operate this themselves, we can help them we can sell them the licensing or help them implement it and operate it, or hand over the keys to them. So there's going to be more about this. You're going to see some more updates coming out on this as well. But from an operational technology and an IoT standpoint, this is some cutting edge stuff that we're really excited about.
Adam, real quick before you move on, there was a question on Critica's solution as far as what actually gets deployed on the customer prem as the device or software. We knew what you meant then.
Yeah, it's a very, very small piece of software on they call it a probe on every single asset. So there's no hardware deployment. And we're gonna have a webinar on that for kind of more of a deep dive with the Critica team around technology. So if you're interested in that, or you'd like to learn more about that, that's going to be about an hour session going into exactly what that looks like. And if you're interested in that, please let your channel manager know, and we'll get you signed up, and we'll be broadcasting that as well and recording it too. So along the security lines, we are having an open forum on the 21st. So Wednesday the 21st at 10 a.m. Really excited about this one. We are these are going great. These are live sessions where we're talking about actual trends up to the day of what we're seeing in the cybersecurity space. So your team, any clients that you have interested in security discussions or want to have an open conversation, Quest is seeing about 4 to 6 full-fledged incidents every week from different vectors, right? So we're seeing clients call in with their hair on fire, going through breach, malware, organizations that maybe we've talked to in the last 2 years, but maybe they didn't do the cybersecurity checkup, or they didn't do the penetration test or vulnerability scan, or make the update that was recommended or something like that. Maybe they're not currently being managed by us. We're seeing about 4 to 6 of those every week come in some state of emergency. And it's not slowing down. It hasn't slowed down for years now. It's ramping up. So we're having these security advisory forums. They're open sessions. There's live Q&A. We get great questions beforehand. So Mike Dillon, myself, and usually another security analyst from our team will hop on, go through some examples of what we're seeing. If you would benefit from this, please join and register. If you think any of your clients would like to benefit from this, please go ahead and register. We have a simple path to get them tagged to you as the partner of record. So reach out to your channel manager to coordinate that. If they do show up, want to make sure that any opportunities that flow out of that, obviously are tagged to you as the partner. That's important. So yeah, this is happening next week, and we're doing it once a month, and we've been getting great feedback on these sessions. So nationally, like I mentioned, in 2026, we are going to continue to invest in regional events. So if you go to the Quest Partner Portal, shameless plug for the Quest Partner Portal, please go check it out. There'll be up to date, like near term events, and then industry wide. We're going to be at the IT Expo in February, and then of course the partner summits with Telarus next August. Avant Special Forces in Dallas we're excited about, and then of course the Intelisys Channel Connect. So all the national events, and then also we're leaning into more and more regional events as well. So talk with Brian, talk with Gary, myself. We'll be out there in the regional events. And then if you have customer facing events where you're looking for us to maybe come in and talk around IT security, or managed services, or cloud, or Quest Flex, very unique. If you want to have a business concept or a business outcome conversation with your clients and talk around a little bit of a unique delivery partner, happy to have those sessions with you guys as well. So good. Any questions on that? Everyone doing okay? Again, interactive. Want to make sure I'm not hogging the mic here. Any questions or anything that we can help address for the team on those updates? Take a sip of my coffee.
Yeah, Adam, one thing I think we need to update on the event slide. We've got channel partners, I believe, in March this year as well in Vegas coming up. So
no, I killed that, Brian.
It's actually April.
We're not
is
going.
it April?
No, we're not going to Vegas again. No more Vegas.
Yeah.
Just
Okay,
kidding.
good.
Kidding. No.
I wasn't going to argue with you. But
We'll be there. We'll be there and be super excited to be there too. Just kidding.
absolutely.
I think it's in Venetian again. It's all good. That's a good point. Yeah, we'll be at channel partners and stuff. That's good stuff. So as far as when people are leveraging us, and as far as a little bit of our differentiator, and I'm going to go into a specific use case, a new one. But we do have a default on communication with you and with your customers. We send out. We'll go over it here in a little bit. Monthly communications on conversation topics. Our main strategy is to get into a conversation about what someone's trying to do. Now, it's we're all in sales, and you don't really. Everyone I think silently hates the question, "Hey, what keeps you up at night?" Right? That's like, "Hey guys, let's evolve a little bit." So what we're trying to do in that evolution is have specific conversation topics. What we're seeing as different trends in the market, what's relevant currently. So we send out those we call them catalyst conversation emails to you guys. We have those on our playbooks for our different service pillars, and we use those every single month. We use those and we send out a message trying to spark a conversation. It can be around disaster recovery. It can be around a current licensing change in the Microsoft or VMware space. It can be around a breach. It could be around, I don't know, the Verizon outage that got a lot of press coverage and then didn't all day yesterday. all those conversations. People, people always get on the phone for some reason or another. We love to do capability reviews, but there's usually some underlying issue that they're not sharing. So we're default asking those questions, and we like to share those with you guys as far as what's working. And then also a fun fact: this was consistent in 2024 and stayed consistent in 2025. 60% of the commissions that we paid out were on the second and third ops that were generated through Quest and our partners following up on that second bite at the apple, right? So we started with the technical on-call support, or we started with a simple licensing transaction, or we started with a small database assessment for professional services, but then continuing to communicate, hey, do you need help with this? Would you like some support here? How are you guys doing with this issue? 60% of our commissions got paid out because of that follow-on. So huge upside across that account base that you have with Quest. So quick example of a land and expand. We had a discussion we talked about last year, but this is a new one. This one's relatively new. This came about really. I'm gonna start at the end of the story and kind of how it began. We've been doing Quest headquarters engagements where partners come out and spend the day with Quest and learn about all of our different service pillars, similar to kind of how we're talking about today. So we had a partner come out and invest a full day of their time learning about the different pillars of service and different building blocks that we have. And it led to, after Q1 last year, it led to basically this services contract, which started out with end user help desk, Azure coordination, depot logistics as far as coordinating, sending out materials, burning in laptops, burning in desktops, sending those to end users, and then wrapping security around all of that. So when Gary at the beginning talked about the 7 OSI levels there, and then wrapping security around that, that wasn't a conversation that that happened on day one. It took a lot of time, investing mutually, our training as well as the partner, until the light bulb kind of switched on, and they're like, hey, I can bundle multiple services with Quest into this client. And so it started out with a $33,000 a month engagement. And then we went through basically the onboarding, security consulting, significant investment around that. And then after, 3 months into it, 1 quarter in, they bundled in a lot more and basically doubled the contract. And along the building block conversation, continuing to execute with them, this was complex. This was a regional healthcare organization that was building out 10 locations simultaneously while hiring hundreds of employees, and they needed help executing. So our physical infrastructure team deployed audio visual, all the cabling, all the access control for those 10 locations. We licensed it, we did all the endpoints, but at the same time, we kept the IT team operational and onboarding clients throughout those initial 2 months of it, or excuse me, those initial 2 quarters of engagement. So we're just getting started at this organization. Again, this is about a 400 employee organization that's on the ramp up and growing out right now. There are over 10,000 accounts in the United States in this same area, in this same type of model, same type of business. It's not a Fortune 100 company, but there is significant assets and resources available that these people are spending to get help to execute on their growth and on their operations. So I don't know, Gary, if you have anything you want to add to this one. This was a great win. I was super excited about it because it came from a partner who spent a full day at Quest HQ learning about all of our different capabilities, and then took that knowledge and brought in a huge win.
Yeah, thanks, Adam, for that background. I think this is just another example of bundling professional services in to the outcome that they were looking for. So there's a lot of professional services in our contract, lots of individual estimates, hey, it's going to be $500,000 to do that. Can I spread that out over the term of the stuff? Right. So it's oftentimes or sometimes very challenging for people to eat the elephant at one shot, go ask for a budget for certain items, and getting into that conversation about things like, hey, this was expensive, or hey, this was, how do we do this? We have that flexibility not only to do it, but to add those in and to make MRC out of what you would generally think of as one-time revenue for professional services. So it's that bundling example of differentiating, whenever you sell a managed service, who's gonna implement it, who's gonna integrate it, who's gonna migrate things, who's gonna watch it. There's a ton of opportunity on the other side of whatever managed service contract or conversation you're in, that this was a good example of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. And so those are great wins. I mean, they're not, not every single customer is going to be a $million or, five-figure MRC, but those are out there, and those are out there in organizations that, sometimes, middle market, SMB, small enterprise, they're out there, they're looking for help executing on that because it's very, very complex.
Yeah, and Adam, let me chime in there too. I think from the partner perspective, coming to Quest headquarters really opened up their eyes. They're a classic. I'm going to bring in, all these specialists or best of breed for this or that. And this partner really, was very deeply engaged with the customer and saw all those things and said, hey, for me, it makes sense to kind of consolidate the suppliers here. And it came out of that meeting at headquarters because of that breadth. They, rather than bring in all those, like I said, best of breed, they saw the value in that, and it really consolidated the contracting. It consolidated the support mechanisms. Hey, when something happens, who do I call? That really came about as a result of that meeting, I think, at our headquarters, where someone saw the value of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a we have a diversification strategy, right? And we're diversified across lots of different building blocks. Not to get too direct here, but I think we're seeing some maybe specific single type of providers in the channel go away, right? If their business plan didn't work. So organizations that maybe were singularly focused on one asset or one type of service in the market, that can go away, right? If you got one leg on a chair, if that doesn't support you, that could be a tough thing. So I think diversification, building blocks, having a lot of different resources to put the package together gives you a lot of stability. With Quest, we've been here 15 years. We plan on being here another 15, and continuing to grow, and that gives you a lot of stability with you and your clients for long term. Part of the things that we're doing, that's available to you that we'd love for you to take advantage of is our turnkey marketing playbooks. So there's a landing page available for this. If you go to the website or if you go to the partner portal again, you can directly jump in here. These are available in, I believe, Darcy, I think we're up to 9 different playbooks around specific service offerings. Yes. So okay, great. It can be around things like risk management, cybersecurity practices, technical on-call support, security, physical security infrastructure, all very similar to our boot camps and our different building blocks for our boot camps. We built out turnkey marketing playbooks that have LinkedIn posts, have conversation starter emails, have things you can automate in a drip campaign for like, hey, here's the first one, here's the second one, here's the closer, just to generate those engagements. So it's an all-in-one, really, really excited about it. It's got our case studies listed in there. We're going to continue to build those out. We're going to continue to add to them and modernize them as the market changes. So if you ever need help with that, please talk to your channel manager, reach out to us, partners@questsys.com, or if you check it out on the portal, you can hop into those and grab those anytime. So we have folks who are dedicated to helping you walk through that as well. So again, the playbooks are here to help you grow your business. Workshops continue to be good catalysts. Again, all of these are engagements to start a longer conversation and a bigger opportunity. Cybersecurity workshop, cloud migration, infrastructure licensing health check. This one is the licensing health check and the infrastructure assessment. This one is catching some significant traction over the last couple of months. I think people are trying to figure out, what they can do with their existing assets. But all of these workshops are available to you. Audio visual continues to be a challenge for folks. Was at a partner event 2-3 weeks ago, just before the holidays, and everyone was talking artificial intelligence and automated scripting and agentic AI and blah blah blah. The gentleman at the table with me was from a pretty significant firm, and they needed help with their conference room because their CEO was getting really ticked off that he had all hands and his existing platform went down and he lost half his company during a presentation. So the AI stuff and all the next gen stuff is fantastic, but a lot of your clients are struggling with audio visual, AV, and some of the simple infrastructure building blocks. That engagement 2 weeks ago with that partner started out with about a $5,000 assessment and a quick engagement, and has already turned into a full managed service for their offices that we're building out. So you never know where these things are going to go. Workshops are a great way to start the conversation. And right after I make fun of AI, of course, it's the next slide. So good job, Adam. We do these AI workshops primarily focused around cybersecurity. This is something that clients are needing help with, that we're seeing is not like what AI to use or what large language model or all that kind of stuff. It's more along the idea of, is their infrastructure ready to support it in a secure fashion? If you treat artificial intelligence, Copilot, or any other platforms as an individual within your organization, what policies are you putting in place to protect your corporation from basically others training on your data? So helping organizations walk through those security layers, as well as, okay, if you want to release Copilot into the environment, how are your people going to use that? How are they going to get the most out of it? Let's kind of have that reality conversation about what's ready and what's not. That's where we typically have that. This is a paid engagement starting at $5,000 and incrementally going up based on the size and the duration of the engagement. Again, primarily focused around the reality of what that client's ready to engage with and what security controls they have in place. And then we document our recommendations and put those in place for them, again, for the longer term. A great place where we start, and by the way, we have a $250 spiff associated with this for every single capability review that we do, is basically a customer capability review where we come in, quick introduction to Quest, quick high level, here's the bullet points of where we've succeeded in the market before. And then if I'm talking, unlike this that we're talking right now, if I'm talking for more than 10 minutes on that call, we're way missing the mark. We typically like to zip it and then ask, where they're looking for assistance or what they're potentially challenged on based on those building blocks. And we have not yet had a customer capability review that has not at least generated 2 or 3 ongoing opportunities. We're not closing everybody on the first day, but these generate engagements, these generate opportunities, and a great place to start together. And as a thank you, we pay $250 per customer capability review, with you as the partner of record. Similar to that, from a pipeline standpoint, these are some of the areas that we see massive upside coming in the next year. So we talked about all the different layers of technology that we help in. So the 3 areas where we're incentivizing $500 for a customer meeting is in the area of application development. And application development is a broad term. So let me give some examples. I have a customer who is having a database challenge and they need help coming in there and cleaning up their SQL or their Access or their Postgres or whatever their database is. Or another one, a lot of this one right now, we have a client who just moved to NetSuite and they need help creating or implementing an AI that ties their NetSuite to XYZ service. Or we have a client who has on-premise SharePoint and they need help migrating that SharePoint to Azure, right? That's not a simple lift and shift. Great ones, fantastic. We love ones like this is, hey, we have a client who has an application that was built in the 80s and they need to modernize it. They need help modernizing it. So any application development conversation, huge revenue generators, and we'll pay $500 to come in there shoulder to shoulder as your preferred partner to execute on that. So a couple key things there is we're not paying to be one of three to go into a knife fight. So call us beforehand, let us know your positioning in the account, how you'd like to work together. And if we're walking in there shoulder to shoulder as your partner, we're paying $500. The next one is Cyber Defense Suite, which is everything we do in the cyber defense, including our new program with Critica, but endpoint protection, password management, managed firewall, any of our cybersecurity services. We have 11 under our Cyber Defense Suite, and that's hosted SIM, patch management. A lot of people don't think patching is a cybersecurity suite offering, but patch management is included in that. So again, a pipeline spiff for that, and risk management and DR and business continuity planning. This is continuing to grow. We have a dedicated practice, and we also do risk management and business continuity as a service, which is the idea of we all heard of virtual CISOs and virtual security teams and fractional CIOs or fractional CFOs. We do business continuity planning as a service where we come in, we help them draft out their plan, and then we maintain that plan with them so it doesn't just sit on a shelf and collect dust. We basically are their outsourced risk management partner. Great service. Starts at a couple $1,000s a month, and again, goes up from there based on the size and scope of the engagement. And then we talked about our new logos. I think everyone knows about the new logo spiff, but just in case you do not, new logo spiff is $500. And then the capability review with a customer, $250 per capability review. So if you have a customer who you think that, hey, Quest approaches the market a little bit differently, they're an MSP, but they can also help with physical infrastructure and application development, and they can listen to what my client's trying to do and execute on it, book a capability review. We would love to do it and would love to get that directly into your pocket. We send these all through virtual gift cards directly to you as the partner. So pretty exciting stuff there. And I think we paid out over, we sent out a lot last year. I haven't got the final numbers. We just sent out the December spiffs yesterday.
Well, it's a lot, Adam, I will say. I was actually a little surprised myself, and we send them. I was like, oh man, that's a lot.
Yeah, let's keep that report let's keep that on the Quest. Yeah, we'll just keep that in-house for now. That's good. I'll tell Trevor, our CFO. All right, so technology, these are the partner updates that we were talking about as far as these go out every month. If you're not receiving these, please let us know. We'd love to send them to you. We will not spam you. These come out once a month. We call them our quick Quest updates. It summarizes all of our end user communication. So this is what we're communicating out to end users. So these security advisories are real alerts. They're not marketing. They're, hey, these are critical vulnerabilities that we're seeing. These are things that we're seeing as a potential vulnerability. We get thousands of them, and we try to send out the ones that we see as the highest risk to customers.
We actually got one while we were on this call, Adam.
Oh, did you? Oh, cool. Yeah. So we're trying to make sure you guys know, hey, here's what we're talking about. So if you want to follow up with anybody and say, hey, Quest sent out that MFA, update around Microsoft. Did you guys have any thoughts about that? Again, we're trying to spark conversations. We're trying to get that going, trying to see if we can, get involved and help. You can opt in or opt out. These are coming out from a security advisory standpoint every month. If you want to put your name on the list, partners@questsys.com. or, make sure you hit up your channel manager, Ryan, Brian, Gary, anyone on the team there. We're going to include these slides. It'll be coming out from, I believe, Justin or someone from the Marcom team, from Darcy's team. I think usually Justin sends out the follow-up. But all of these assets are data sheets on services that we have. So if you want to keep this, saved on your desktop, maybe be honored to be an icon on your desktop, where you can click through these. I use this as a cheat sheet all the time when I get questions like, hey, do you guys do staff log? Do you guys do cloud migration? Do you guys, would you guys manage this? So we have all these data sheets available. These are all in the back offices of your preferred TSD as well, and good resources there, but love to give you guys, direct access to that. I know we're wrapping up a couple minutes here. How to engage if you don't know. We have the partner portal. That's a great spot for updates, training, any type of resources that you need, as well as registration. If you want to just send a note in, that's going to hit the team, myself, Gary, Brian, Ryan, Darcy, partners@questsys.com. That's going to hit the team, and we're going to get resources assigned to you to help. Similar to the opportunity registration, you can go directly to an OpReg tab. You don't have to log in or anything silly like that. Just put in some basic information, who you prefer to work with, any type of context about who you'd like to reach out or anything like that. And we conduct usually a internal conversation to make sure we got the right resources and the right qualification to get it going. And then we assign a resource. So the only last thing I want to make sure you guys know is this little nugget down here, ir@questsys.com. It doesn't have to only be related to a security incident. It can be a fiber cut. It can be a licensing extinction or expiration. It can be, some type of an emergency. If you need emergency services from Quest for cybersecurity incident or for any type of emergency, ir@questsys.com is the big red button where the alarm bells go off and you're getting contacted by someone from Quest as soon as humanly possible. We've built out an organization to support that, and we really do mean it that we want to help in the event of an emergency. I'd say 90% of them are cybersecurity related, but we want to make sure you guys have the ability to hit that ir@questsys.com email or the 800 number on our website for emergency services. There's someone there and ready to help, regardless of what the incident may be. So this will be on the deck. So partner support team, again, appreciate everyone joining today. We're here to help. A lot of you guys know the team here, but just quick for introductions. Again, you got Gary Schick as National Partner Manager, Brian Purdue as well, and we Ryan Howard, and then the team here. So Ryan, we gotta get your picture on there, man. You've been here at least a year now. We gotta
No,
actually
that's
put a
me.
picture
I've
there.
got it on it. I pulled an old slide. Sorry, Ryan.
I blame Gary.
I got him on slide 2, man. So
You got him on the
he's got
first
his
slide.
picture up
You
there.
got him on the first slide. Sorry. I was trying to wing that one. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to cover for that. Yeah. So
Very good.
yeah.
Adam, thank you. That was a great session. Appreciate and everybody's contribution. I've been watching the emails and the text come through. So you guys rock. Thank you very much. So super questions, and we appreciate it. Happy New Year. We'll look forward to continuing to work together.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.
Thanks all.